What is up, my fellow Chibits? Today, I'm here to bring all of you a Tokyo Ghoul discussion video, and one of the main topics of this video is going to be focused on Furuta. Now, I was going to make a video on these cards that were sent to me thanks to a fellow Chibit a while back, but I did not. I didn't have the time. There's a lot of things going on, especially with, the channel recently, and so I didn't really have the time to dive into these cards and discuss them. But now I'm here to start one of the topics I wanted to discuss for a while, and that would be Furuta and Souta. Now, if you have read the latest chapters of Tokyo Ghoul Re, you probably know where I'm going to be going with this. Now, for some reason, if you've been living under a rock, or if you're not caught up with Tokyo Ghoul Re, I do not recommend you to continue on with this video, because it will contain spoilers. Now that I said that, I'm going to give you 3 seconds to, close the video if you don't want to be spoiled, and then I'm going to continue on. So, 3, 2, 1, stato. Okay, so now that I've given you a proper warning, let's talk about these cards. Now, if you are a Tokyo Ghoul fan, you know by now that when it comes to Ishida doing illustrations or drawings or anything on anything he does, usually it has some form of meaning to the actual plot. And let's take a quick look at this card. The Five of Hearts, this is Souta, a clown. And if you know about the clowns in Tokyo Ghoul, you know how much meaning they have in the series and how they kind of started a lot of chain of events in the ongoing part of the series. But let's look at this card real quick. Hopefully you can make this card out. I'm going to zoom it in and out for you just in case you can't make it out or something. But this is Souta. And if you look closely at the card design, you might have already realized there is a bird cage. And then outside of this bird cage, it looks like it's open, or hands are opening it or holding it from the outside. You gotta look very closely. Now, this is very strange. In the card design, it really stands out amongst all the cards in the special card deck that, Ishida illustrated himself and drew all the cards. This card alone, Souta's card, stands out. Just because of the birdcage. And let's explain why this stands out. For one of the main core topics going on in Tokyo Ghoul Re at this moment is V. V is the birdcage. They put a birdcage on the world. They are shackling ghouls, pretty much making it to where humanity looks down on ghouls. And even though ghouls are not really much different from humans, and how V can figure out a way, or humanity can figure out a way to kind of coexist with ghouls, V burns every single bridge and puts some form of handkerchief or a cage over everybody's eyes, and you can't really see the truth of the world. And that's kind of what's going on here. You have it to where Souta is in a birdcage, and then he's a clown, but also looks like he's slightly free if you look very closely. And then let's look at this card, Furuta. Furuta is the Joker card in this deck. And the reason why I'm bringing up these two cards, if you don't know by now, is that there is a distinct connection between these two characters. For one, the way they act, the setup, and a lot of these different hints that these two could possibly be the same. Because the strange thing is, Souta has never revealed his face. He's never actually shown his true face, and he's also a clown. We know the clowns are getting information thanks to a spy inside of CCG. And we know for a fact Furuta is not that innocent. He was giving all sorts of information to Ogiri Tree when we were, reading the Rosewald Extermination arc. And seeing Furuta's character in this arc, he stood out amongst every single character because he was shady and you did not know whose side he was on. Was he on the clown side? Was he on CCG's side? Or was he on V's side? And with the recent events of the chapters, especially finding out more about V, along with the birdcage finally being one of the main core focuses of the story, there's more connections with these characters that some might not have noticed. Let's take a look at some of the recent events. For one, Rize. Rize is a V member, and this is getting into spoilers. Like I said earlier on, if you are not up to date with, Tokyo Ghoul Re, this is a huge spoiler. Rize is a V member, and apparently she ran off from V a long time ago when she was younger, and eventually she met Shachi. And because of this, V eventually tried to hunt her down. And let's look at the events at the beginning of Tokyo Ghoul. At the beginning of Tokyo Ghoul, when Rize is trying to eat people, and she tries to eat Kaneki, or MC, she gets pretty much almost killed by steel beams falling from the top of a roof on top of her. And the person that did this was Souta. Now let's look at Souta's card, the birdcage. As we know, V is symbolized to be the birdcage, or the people that are shackling the world and burning every bridge that, can have a coexistence between ghouls and humans. And in this picture, you see a clown, a birdcage, and clowns they kind of do whatever they want. They want to be free, pretty much. And that's exactly what a clown is. And seeing this birdcage shackling one, it's very mysterious, because you don't really know the true meaning of this card. But, like I said just a second ago, in the beginning of the series, Souta is the one that threw still beams on top of Rize, and set up the entire chain of events throughout the entire series of Tokyo Ghoul. And the reason why someone like Souta would be willing to do something like this is if Souta was, in fact, Furuta. Let me explain. Furuta is a V member, and because he's a V member, he, of course, has been tasked with hunting down Rize. And so, what better person to hunt down Rize would than be Souta, because Souta is Furuta, pretty much. And so, Souta doing that at the beginning of the series, pushing steel beams on top of Rize, kind of once again lets us know that maybe Furuta is connected, or at the very least is Souta. And then let's look at some of the other similarities between these two characters. For one, in the recent chapters of Tokyo Ghoul, we found out that Furuta was giving information to Ogiri Tree. He was giving information to them about where Shirazu's corpse was. And pretty much, he gave them the information, and Ogiri Tree grabbed Shirazu's corpse, and are now using his corpse as experiments to be able to find out more about the QS surgery. And pretty much, Dr. Kano is the one that got the corpse, thanks to Furuta giving this information. Now let's look at the latest chapter of Tokyo Ghoul. One of the final words in the chapter was from Eto, and she says, "You damn clown of Dr. Kano." Now, Dr. Kano, as we know, is a person that has constantly wanted to find out more about the QS surgery. He's wanted to kind of make more ghouls, half-ghouls. He's been using Eto's father, Kuzin. And let's look at some of these traits between these two characters. What happened at the beginning of the series that connects these two events? With Souta crushing Rize at the beginning of the series, and Furuta giving Shirazu's corpse to Dr. Kano, and then Eto saying that he's a damned clown of Dr. Kano. What connects all these events? For one, let's look at the implications of what Furuta or Souta did in the beginning of the series. Thanks to crushing Rize, Kaneki is the one that got Rize's organs, thanks to Souta. And thanks to Souta, what he did, Dr. Kano got Rize to experiment on and turn more people into ghouls. Once again, more connections right there. Now let's look at what Furuta does later on. He is the one that gives the corpse of Shirazu to the Dr. Kano to give him more test subjects. For instance, if Furuta is Souta, that would mean that Furuta gave Rize to Dr. Kano, and then gave Shirazu to Dr. Kano. So, these two connections right here between these two characters, you cannot really look past. You can obviously see these connections that these characters have. But there's more to it than that. Like I said, with the recent events of finding out that Furuta is a V member, and then also Eto saying he's a damned clown, that lets you know that there's something really going on here. And then, you know, with this card showing a clown in a birdcage, and then this having more the style of a V member but has Joker on it, clearly these might be the same person. So, what is the main thing here that I want to discuss? Now that I've kind of discussed the evidence that maybe Furuta is Souta and Souta is Furuta, what is the main thing here I want to discuss? Well, for one, whose side is Furuta really on? Whose side? Because if we look at his character, let's just take it as if Furuta is indeed Souta. Let's look at it like this, at this standpoint, okay? If Furuta is indeed Souta, whose side is he on? Is he on the clown side? Is he on V's side? Is he on Ogiri Tree's side? Is he on CCG's side? Is he on Washu Clan's side? Whose side is he on? Ghouls? Humans? Half-ghouls? Whose side is Furuta on? And at the end of the day, we don't really know, which makes him a very mysterious character. You could say that he is on his own side, which that's a possibility. He's definitely probably on his own side. But I feel like with Ishida, there might be more here going on. I feel like for this type of character, he has so much potential to be one of the best written characters of Tokyo Ghoul, depending on how Ishida takes him. Because with all this potential setup, and Souta being the person that really set the entire path, or, you know, paved the path of Tokyo Ghoul, thanks to crushing Rize at the beginning of the series and causing Kaneki to go through the ordeal he went through, all this setup was thanks to this character, if it is indeed Souta. And I don't feel like Ishida would kind of waste the potential of said character, because there's just so much going on here, and I feel like this character is probably going to be one of our favorites, or probably one of the characters we hate the most before the series is said and done, just because of how he's probably going to be written. I'm very excited because one thing that actually stands out amongst this type of character as well is something I noticed while looking through these deck of cards. For one, as you see, this is the Five of Hearts. Okay, the Five of Hearts is a clown. You see Souta here. Now, I want to look through this, this card deck here, and all of the 8 cards, 8 of Hearts, is a clown. Now, look at this, okay? You see a clown drinking right there. Let me go to the next one. Let's go to the Diamond of 8s, or 8 of Diamonds, and you see Uta drinking a glass. Another clown. Now, let's continue on. Let's find another clown. Another clown amongst all this would be the 8 of Clubs. Look at that. It's weird. Another Ghoul drinking something. And let's go on to even further. And let's go to this one. You see once again another similarity. Another Ghoul drinking. A clown drinking. All of these 4 cards have a clown Ghoul drinking something. And it's an 8. Now this is very strange. You want to know why? Because of all the clowns in this deck, if you take a moment to actually look at everything, it's strange because there is no other clowns in here. The only clowns in this deck are this. And let's look at the number here real quick. 5 of Hearts, 5 cards. 5 cards, 5 of Hearts, 5 clowns. 4 clowns are drinking something, but this clown is not, and it focuses on a birdcage. And recently, we have a Joker card that is this. Joker card is Furuta. All the clown cards are drinking something, or at the least all the 8s are drinking. And then the only other clown is the 5 of Hearts, which is Souta, and he is the outcast amongst it. It's like, here's the group, here's the outcast. He's very different. Strange. And then a birdcage connecting him to V. So once again, this kind of proves that Souta is the outcast, a little bit different from the other clowns, and that might prove whoever side he really is on. So that's enough discussion for today. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I might do more card videos very soon discussing some of these cards, because there's quite a few things I need to talk about. But you all have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.